潮玩飛鏢 All About Darts。
Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to our show once again, All About Darts. I'm your host, Robert, and today we have my co-host, Bong Bong, the James Bond of darts, and also we have a special guest today, Paul Siegel. Paul is not your regular guest that we normally have on this program. Most of the time we have active players, and Paul, on the other hand, is a journalist on the sport of darts. So 各位聽眾，歡迎你嚟到我哋嘅節目潮玩飛鏢。我哋再一次響呢度同大家見面，我就係你嘅主持 Robert。響我呢度嘅就有我哋嘅共同主持阿邦邦詹士邦，亦都有一個嘉賓叫做 Paul Siegel， 佢就係應該講係咩呢？係佢唔係一個普通嘅飛鏢玩家，佢係一個飛鏢運動嘅記者啊，可以講。咁呢個呢就係一個比較特別啲新鮮嘅訪問。So let's welcome Paul Dartoil. That's your nickname, Dartoil. Siegel to our show, Bong.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. My name is Bong, James Bong of Darts, and I am proud to present to you tonight Paul Siegel, the Dartoid of Darts. Paul, can you greet all our radio listeners, please?
Hey, it's a pleasure to be here. I hope that some of my friends from out around Asia are listening. Hi to you all. Thanks for inviting me.
Okay, so the very first thing that caught our attention is your nickname, Dartoil.
Dartoid.
Tuit, right? So can you tell us where it comes about, how it happened?
Well, I can. I'm not sure that it'll translate well. Dartoid. I'm kind of a joker. The writing I do is humor writing. And way back when I was throwing darts regular, 5-6 nights a week and going to tournaments every weekend, somebody called me a hemorrhoid. Dartoid. Well, somehow Dartoid stuck, and that's been my pen name for the last 25 years. As simple as that.
Oh, that's a very interesting thing. So maybe tell us a little bit about yourself. Where are you from, Paul, and where are you located now?
I grew up in the Midwest, in Ohio and Michigan. Went to high school and finished college in Michigan. I started out at the United States Military Academy in West Point, New York, so I can shine my shoes. I've lived in Tampa, Florida for the past 15 years.
So you were in the military. Were you ever overseas on assignment, mission, anything?
No, I was in the military technically while I was at West Point, but I was only there for 3 months, 13 days, and 11 hours.
What happened there?
I decided I didn't care for shining my shoes.
Oh, okay. It reminds me of the movie where the SEAL, the Navy SEAL, when you can't take it anymore, you go up to this bell and you ring it and you get out. That's the only way, right?
Yeah, I was an athlete, and all the tough stuff. I enjoyed that, but it was all the game playing and the.
Yes, I fully understand.
When I went in, but I had no concept for how serious the games were going to be. I would have to go to a civilian college and drink and chase girls. So that's what I went and did.
And I take it that in your leisure in the military, even for that short time, you're not allowed to put up a dart board and play darts in your room.
No.
Because that will be non-conforming to to the regular, everybody the same plug-in way of the Army.
Absolutely. You know, today, and that was in 1971 that I was there.
Oh, I was trying to get to that point to see how old you are.
I'm 36.
What? 36 and 1971 you were in the Army? That doesn't make sense.
I'm only 29 years old, Paul.
Yeah. So, you know, literally, when you talk about the nonconformists not fitting into the military, 71, what's that? That's 45 years ago, 44 years ago.
Yes?
Literally, today, I could go to West Point. I could go into one of the barracks there. I could open up a drawer, and that drawer would have the socks, and the socks would all be facing the same direction.
Oh, yeah.
Conformity there is incredible, and I'm sure it hasn't changed after all these years. The socks go in one drawer exactly the same way. You know, your shirts, everything. And no, I wasn't a conformist, as you can tell from my writing.
Okay, well, I haven't read too much of your writing or any at this point, but I might draw my attention to it. So let's look after the other side of the audience for a second, okay? 各位，咁我哋今日嘅嘉賓咧就係佢係已經佢係美國人嚟嘅，咁佢長大嘅時候就響密芝根州同埋Ohio 咧，俄州係咪？嗰度長大嘅，咁佢而家就住響呢個佛羅里達州嘅 Tampa Bay 嗰度，大概住咗10幾年啦。咁佢講翻佢呢個名係點樣嚟嘅？呢個花名叫 Dartroy 係點樣嚟嘅？即係其實咧啲人咧就當時咧就好即係對佢即係玩嘢嗰陣時有覺得佢好似一個人哋話痔瘡 hemorrhoid 咁嘅意思啊，就同佢起咗呢個花名改咗少少，因為佢即係可能都係一個令到人咁高興佢嘅人啦，最初即係即係成日地嘲笑人哋或者乜嘢咁，將佢因為佢玩飛鏢，於是一前一後就改咗佢個名，咁一直咧就沿流咗落嚟啦。咁我哋呢位嘉賓咧，佢亦都去過軍校嘅，咁佢就覺得軍校嗰度太過專制啊，太過一模一樣，個太過專一。佢覺得係唔適合佢，所以佢就出嚟。Okay, so now that we have dispensed with most of the stuff, and maybe you can tell us how long you have been a journalist, who you work for, and what are your regular assignments currently?
Well, actually, I'm not a journalist. I'm a fundraising consultant. I help nonprofit organizations around the world raise money to help animals and children primarily. But I, that involves a lot of writing. And I actually did go to college. I wanted to be a journalist. So for about 25 years, going way back, I've thrown darts. And I was actually where was I? I was in Beijing. 25 years ago, and a friend of mine, the internet was just starting, asked me if I would write a little story about some dart bar I might find there. And I did, and it all sort of evolved from there. But what has long gotten me around the world is my business. And I would go out in the evenings and, try to find a dart game. And so from all those years ago and that first story from Beijing, I have written about darts all over the world. And,
so you're more like a columnist, really?
Yeah, I mean, the column, it's called Dartoid's World, has been around for 25 years. There's 4 or 5 books now as well. And it is, call it a hobby. But, darts is kind of my life outside of business. So it's, the writing and the throwing go hand in hand. But it grew out of giving myself the evenings back to myself. Rather than going out to dinners, I would go throw darts.
And so very quickly, where are these columns showing up regularly or otherwise? I'm sure you do freelancing and so forth as well?
There's a website. They're all there. It's called Dart Toys World. www.dartsworld.com.
.com. Okay, that's a good idea. Okay, so let me go over to the explanation, and at that point when we finish, it should be finishing the first segment. Okay, just hold on. 咁各位呢，我哋啱同呢位嘉賓講過呢，就係佢係做咩呢？佢原來係做呢個專欄作家，佢25年前喺北京一路開始寫呢個飛鏢，寫到依家啦。咁佢所有啲嘢呢，就大嘅書本啊、報章嗰度有啦。咁佢亦都有個網址叫做3個 W DART OIDS WORLD 即係 darts 有個 S 㗎 world.com 嗰度你想睇到佢嘅寫嘢，咁因為佢識咗好多飛鏢手啊，咁一直呢，佢晚黑就去做好多其他嘅慈善晚會啊，幫助啲其他人啊、小童啊其他嘢，咁就亦都識咗好多人，咁佢呢啲呢，亦都係做咗好多飛鏢，寫咗好多關於飛鏢嘅嘢，有書啊，有畫報啊咁。咁我哋我哋翻嚟嗰陣時，我哋再會繼續訪問我哋呢位嘉賓，睇下佢究竟仲有啲乜嘢其他嘅嘢可以話俾我哋聽。因為似乎佢都係好多時間去環遊世界咁喎，我又睇到呢一張紙嗰度講到佢，咁我都想知道，哇！呢啲咁筍嘅工係咪佢究竟係咪唔使做嘢嘅咧嚇？即係咪佢究竟係可以有咁多 connection， 佢可以周圍環遊世界嘅做咁多嘢，寫咁多嘢啦。呢啲工都係好順嘅。好，我哋再翻嚟再同大家見面。
華語電台着數多，
一卡在手冇錯過。
Canadian Chinese Radio Jet to Card Special。
飛鏢運動除強身健體之餘，仲可訓練頭腦，又可認識新朋友。由 Multicultural Dart Association 主辦嘅飛鏢訓練班現已接受報名，享譽國際嘅 Peter Scott 同飛鏢占士邦親自教導，5堂課程包用具，只需50蚊。報名及查詢電話416-496-9633。
Learn to play darts with Peter Scott and James Bong Faldas at Multicultural Darts Association. 5 sessions, equipment included, only $50. Please call 416-496-9633 for further details.
一號卡申請及查詢電話416-496-9633。華語電台着數多，一卡在手冇錯過。
潮玩飛鏢 All About Darts。
歡迎各位翻到嚟我哋呢個節目潮玩飛鏢，我哋今日嘅嘉賓就係 Paul Siegel。我就係你嘅 host Robert， 亦同我一齊，仲有邦邦占士邦飛鏢占士邦。咁我哋上一回就講到Paul 呢，就係一個即係專欄作家記者，可以咁講係咪？咁我哋響呢一個 segment 呢，亦都會盡量去研究下佢呢個工作啊，佢做嘅嘢經歷啊，咁樣各種嘅嘢。咁我就會由阿邦去問呢啲問題嘅。Okay, welcome back to our show here at All About Darts. I'm your host Robert, and here's my co-host Bon, and our guest Paul, Dr. Siegel. And I think during the break we were talking about this, that actually Paul apparently has gone to 6 out of 7 continents. So everybody could guess what the one that he hasn't been to, but I'll let him tell you himself. And so, Paul, tell us about this 6 of 7 continents you have visited.
It's easier to tell you about the one I haven't made it to.
Yes.
I was booked, and something came up, and I had to cancel. So I haven't made it to Antarctica.
Okay.
But in the little bunkers or in the scientific stations they have down there,
Right.
they do have darts. It's steel. There's been a couple, it goes back some years, matches that have been held over radio line. But I haven't been there, and I'd love to challenge a penguin. I played against elephants. So maybe someday.
I don't want to know how big that dart is for the elephant, and I want to stay clear of his vision. He might just miss, and that would be painful. The thing, though, is that I was just thinking and saying that, we should really promote soft-tip darts for the Antarctica because, as I say, these teams of people apparently in the winter, after the last plane has left, they have nothing to do for 3-4 months until the next plane come back and more people come back. They'll be very isolated, and life will be pretty boring for the scientists. Just to observe the penguins and the moon and the stars and the flow of the ocean and the thickness of the ice. That's all they could do.
Just got to be sure that when they first land in Antarctica, that they have some very large sacks full of quarters.
Oh yeah. Well, in these today's the internet kind of days, we can set it up with bitcoins or something.
Yeah, Bitcoin would be good.
Okay, so Bong, you have some questions. I'll let you ask a couple of questions first.
Paul Siegel visited 6 of the 7 continents in search of the Holy Grail, the perfect game in darts. Can you explain to our radio listeners, Paul, were you there on the first perfect game on television?
John Lowe?
Yes, John Lowe was the first person to do it on televised game of darts.
What year was that?
No, I wasn't there. I know John. In fact, he and I have written some things together. I actually almost went over some years ago to his 60th birthday party, and I've tried to meet up with him a couple times in Thailand to go golfing. But I wasn't there. He won, whatever year that was, he won 102,000 pounds. What that's worth today, I don't know. But
I think that was in 1992.
Yeah, so I mean that was a big haul.
Yeah.
And then I believe Paul Lim did it next. I've known Paul for a long time, but
Paul Lim, he used to represent the United States of America, and now he is in Singapore.
And at one time he represented Papua New Guinea as well.
Oh yeah, the first one.
I think he first represented Papua New Guinea.
Yeah, because he worked there as a chef. He is an international chef.
Yes. But again, I didn't see his perfect game either. I did watch him win Super Darts on the internet out in Japan a couple weeks ago at 61 years of age. Just a phenomenal accomplishment.
Yeah, I think he won that Super Darts of Darts Live in Japan.
Yeah.
Who are you referring to? That's
Paul Lim.
Oh yeah, Paul Lim. Yeah. Okay. And what's 61? His age?
Yes.
Oh, okay. So he's that old, Paul. And I haven't. We almost had an interview with him, but we'll try to connect up to him again. Okay, let me.
He's 60 years old. He goes to Japan. He beats all these young guys, including Lawrence Dealigan.
Yeah.
And wins $85,000. It just shows that darts, you can do it as you get a little up there. And, he's living proof. I don't think anybody his age has accomplished that sort of thing since maybe Bob Anderson. I think Bob Anderson is former world champion from England. I'm not sure how old he is now, but
Cowboy Bob Anderson.
Yeah.
Well, $85,000—that's a lot of money that the government want to tax you on. And if he's staying in the U.S., I wonder what nationality, how many passports he has, because that's going to be cut by every other country who wants to tax him. So let me explain to our audience here first.
Actually, one other thing. I mean, 85,000. It sounds like a lot, but I'm not sure it would buy you a watermelon in Japan.
Oh, you're talking about Japanese money.
Yeah.
Oh, that's
No, he won 85,000 U.S. dollars.
yes.
The cost of a watermelon or a toothbrush or a glass of water in Japan is so high. I'm not sure 85,000 U.S. dollars would go a long way before or after taxes.
Oh, I think you can buy enough water for a water torture. I'm telling you that. Okay.
Or beer,
So let's go over and talk to the other audience here. 咁各位我哋同呢位嘉賓講開咧，就係話幫問佢啦，就係話你有冇見過一啲完美嘅飛鏢比賽啊？例如響John Low 響1992年嘅贏咗呢個係10萬蚊10萬磅啊102K 咁即係10萬㗎啦10萬磅啊好大筆錢。咁啊 Paul Lim 咧，亦都響我啱啱講過呢個新加坡選手啦，亦都曾經代表過美國。佢成60歲啦，啱啱響早一啲時候響今年就響日本贏咗。咁即係寶刀未老喎，佢嗰度贏咗咧就係85,000蚊美金。咁其實即係證明咗咩咧？即係話，即係都始終係有一啲好大嘅獎金喺外邊等緊一啲好有實力嘅選手嘅。Okay, so yeah, we talk about that and we talk about all these things that you have done. Bong, your next question.
Paul, you have been to Europe, you have been to Asia, you have been to North America. Can you explain to all our listeners how do you rate these players from Europe, Asia, and North America in both darts, please?
In both soft and steel? Is that what you're asking?
Yes. If we could, or if you could.
Well, that's kind of a loaded question. I'm American. The Europeans, the Dutch, and the British kind of rule the world stage when it comes to steel.
Okay.
And then you have Asia. But I'm used to stepping out on a limb. Let me say this, and I mean no disrespect to the Chinese or the Malaysians or the Indonesians or the Indians, but in traveling around the world all these years, I am convinced, I have long been convinced, that the Filipinos, pound for pound, have the potential to be the best darts players in the world, steel or soft, and they're showing it in soft already. What they don't have is the means to get to Europe and play against the best steel tip players week in and week out, and if they did, I think they would shake up the world standings to an extent no one can imagine.
Wow.
And this isn't a new thing. Go back to Freddie Dean.
Yes.
They aren't just fantastic players. There's a depth of talent in the Philippines that doesn't exist anywhere, and that, as far as I'm concerned, includes England.
What about North Americans now, very quickly?
Well, I mean, North Americans have had super darts players for years and years and years, and they've competed all over the world. I mean, we've mentioned Paul Lim, and there's others going back to the early 70s from the Philadelphia area and the Northeast and Cleveland and on and on. I won't start mentioning names, though there are a good 15 guys here lately who've been going out throwing the Darts Live stuff. But you look at the rankings in Darts Live, and you're going to see that most of them are Filipino.
I agree with you.
Okay, well, we're almost coming up to the end of the second segment, so I will do the translation after we start the third segment. But very quickly, I want to say that, if there's anything for an inroad very quickly for Filipinos, that could be the soft darts, because that you don't have to be there to play people on a soft dot. You see people, you play over the net. That could be a breakthrough first before the hot tip. As you say, you need to have head-to-head to really get people to appreciate the pressure and appreciate the skills of the competitor, right?
Yes.
So if I have to, but it's very refreshing to know that, because we need to talk about this when we come back. So let's cut off now for our sponsors.
華語電台着數多，
一卡在手冇錯過。
Canadian Chinese Radio Jet to Card Special.
飛鏢運動除強身健體之餘，仲可訓練頭腦，又可認識新朋友。由 Multicultural Dart Association 主辦嘅飛鏢訓練班現已接受報名，享譽國際嘅 Peter Scott 同飛鏢占士邦親自教導，5堂課程包用具，只需50蚊。報名及查詢電話416-496-9633。
Learn to play darts with Peter Scott and James Bong Faldas at Multicultural Darts Association. 5 sessions, equipment included, only $50. Please call 416-496-9633 for further details.
一早卡申請及查詢電話416-496-9633。華語電台着數多，一卡在手冇錯過。
潮玩飛鏢 All About Darts。
各位聽眾，歡迎你翻到嚟我嘅節目《潮玩飛鏢》，我係你嘅主持 Robert， 同我一齊仲有當然係邦邦占士邦飛鏢專家，仲有教練同埋我哋嘅嘉賓Paul Siegel。咁咧我哋啱上一回講到有少少我漏講咗啊，佢個七大洲嘅唔係七大洲嘅6個之中，咁一個冇去嘅，咁當然係南極啦、南極洲啦。嗰度淨係得企鵝，佢話佢都爭啲 book 咗去噶啦，不過結果冇去到，因為嗰度淨係得啲科學家喺度做研究啦，咁或者係可以，或者將來等啲遠飛鏢落去一啲機嗰度啦，多啲參加啦。咁我哋啱之前講到我哋幫問我哋呢位專欄作家專家，究竟世界上歐洲、亞洲同埋北美洲邊一啲飛鏢手係潛質最好、同埋最成功嘅呢？有咩比較呢？咁好奇怪咁樣，佢就有一個講，佢話當然歐洲因為佢咁悠長嘅歷史，咁多人玩飛鏢呢，而家都暫時都係世界冠軍喺嗰度出晒嚟啲嘢，係咪都係？但係佢覺得喺亞洲方面呢，菲律賓人呢係會有個突破，將來。佢覺得菲律賓只需要再落啲恒心，多啲出去比賽，佢哋有機會喺將來嘅世界錦標賽嗰度奪冠啊，或者係甚至乎爭翻一杯羹，分翻一杯羹。咁北美洲當然就係亦都有悠長嘅歷史，但係同呢個歐洲當然係冇得比嘅。Okay, so now we're back to the show and I'm going to let Bon ask more questions of our guests.
Paul, regarding the Professional Dart Corporation's tournament in England, are you in favor of this merit of order of invitation of the North American player from the States or Canada to attend the PDC World Professionals invitation or something like that?
Well, I think that North America, well, let me put it differently. I think a Canadian and an American should receive an invitation. I think that this last time around there was one tournament, Canadian won, so all of North America was represented by a Canadian.
Yes.
I think that, a country of 350 million people like the United States ought to have, a lot of great dart players ought to have had a representative too. They used to have two. I think the PDC needs to rethink this so that there's not just a North American, so that there is a Canadian as well as an American.
That's right.
So can I interject? This PDC is the Professional Dart
Corporation.
Corporation?
Yeah.
They call it corporation, the C?
Yeah.
And so from what you're talking about here in this professional tournament in Europe, that they somehow only invited a Canadian last time, and we really should have, as you say, a representation from Canada as well as U.S., and probably more from U.S. because of the population base. Do you agree?
You know, the way, I mean, yes. I mean, I think there should at least be a representative from both countries. The way it worked out last time was fair. The Canadian won the qualifier and got the invite. But
who was that, Paul?
Pardon?
Who was that? Was it Jeff Smith or David Cameron?
I can't even remember who it was, honestly.
When was that?
Well, the World Championships was held last December in December 2014 in
Yeah, that's the West Hill. That's the Summer Hill PDC World Championship.
Yeah, I honestly cannot remember who the Canadian representative was. I mean, he was a great player.
Jeff Smith is the name. Jeff Smith.
Oh, that's Summerhill in England, right?
Yeah.
And, Jeff Smith was
David Cameron, Jeff Smith.
Jeff Smith was the representative in the BDOs. Look, I'm not clear on this. All I
Yeah,
know is
he played in the BDO and PDC both.
But I believe there should be a representative from each of our countries. Certainly,
That's right.
a World Dart Championship that does not have an American involved
That's right.
is sort of as silly as there being a World Series of baseball with no other country involved.
So what you're really saying is that the Americans and Canadians had a fight off, and the Canadian win, and they go to the tournament last time.
Yeah, fair and square.
Oh, yeah. But still, yeah, you're right. I think that's just not right in my mind as well. Okay, let me just cut over a little bit, and we'll continue this in a second. 各位咁我哋談論到一個問題就係話呢個歐洲嘅杯世界盃嗰度咧，舊年一啲職業嘅飛鏢比賽咧，就淨係得一個加拿大選手由北美洲嗰度去參加，因為佢砌贏咗一個美國嘅選手。咁我哋呢位嘉賓都認為，同埋阿邦邦都認為唔公道，因為作為一個世界性嘅飛鏢大賽咧，就應該係每個國家都有選手去參加，即係美國又有，加拿大又有，而唔係先打咗，又代表咗一個北美洲只有一個國家出席，因為咁即係好似唔係幾公道，以一個人口嘅密度嚟計啊，同埋嘢嚟計啊，咁呢個世界性比賽一定係咁。Okay, Bon.
In the past 25 years, Paul, your Dartwoods world had been the most widely read column about darts in the world. What do you usually write on it, Paul? Do you write steel tip or soft tip darts?
Well, over the years, I've written primarily about steel, but over the years, darts primarily was steel. There's been an evolution of soft since I began to write more and more about soft. Generally, I write about, walking into a bar in some country far away, where I can step the line, and whoever I'm playing against, and I don't share a word of language in common between us, but we can enjoy the sights, the sounds, the colors, the camaraderie of the game. We can even disagree over whether a dart is inside or outside the wire. We can correct each other's minor mistakes in scoring, even though we don't understand each other's language. It's universal, in fact. And so that's what I enjoy. And generally speaking, that's what I have written about over the years, darts in the far corners of the world. But I've also gotten into writing a lot about the professional game, a lot about the emergence of soft, a lot about issues some leagues are having. I've even written recently a whole series about the American Darts Organization in problems in that organization. So yeah,
I could just imagine now you travel to all corners of the world, and one day you're in Papua New Guinea, you walk into the bar, and a guy tap on your shoulder and pointing to the dartboard, and you pull out your darts, and this guy pull out a long stick and start to do his blow darts, and see who's better, That I could just picture that, it'd be interesting.
Going back, Paul. I, if you will allow me to do this, gun 2 to 2, mug to mug, stood at the OK line, and often in the most unbelievable circumstances you are in. Can you explain further about this, please?
What? That's from his write-up?
Well, yeah, I mean,
that's his
briefly
description.
I can, kind of keying into what we were talking about a moment ago. I have gone looking for darts in India, and I have ended up throwing knives at a bull. Actually, a log. I have gone looking for darts down south of Venezuela, a little frontier town called Santa Elena, I believe it was. And I ended up playing blow darts with some Indian. I've thrown darts against an elephant. So yeah, sometimes it's a little crazy and a lot of fun.
I have to tell you, just as an aside, that I'm from Kitchener, Ontario, and there's 2 franchises that's got in, and it's now throwing axes,
Yes.
Small axes. They throw
inside the bar.
No. They have a special clubhouse, and they have the target, but they give you a hand axe, and you have to throw it. I guess one day you can work out as a stuntman or, a standby guy for a movie in Hollywood, but that's just the same idea. But it's a very good thing that you talk about here. Okay, let me explain this a little bit here. 各位咁啱講到就係話咁呢位嘉賓佢做啲咩咧？寫啲咩咧？佢多數係寫啲硬貼噶啦，但係因為而家一直都係硬貼，佢好少一路去到而家先至有啲塑膠貼嗰啲軟飛鏢玩。咁就係再講翻呢個問題，就係佢全世界都去過，咁有好多時間，甚至乎去到啲地方佢想玩飛鏢冇得玩，但係原來有啲土著喺度係吹嘅飛鏢都叫佢一齊玩啊！真係好古靈精怪嘢都見過。Okay, so now we have just a little bit about a minute. So very quickly, any other things? How do you play against an elephant? Just very quickly.
Very carefully, I suppose. Elephants are kind of big. Actually, the dartboard was this huge thing, and there were balloons in various colors that were on the board, and the darts were about 1.5 feet long, and you stood way back. And the elephant, this was in Thailand, when he threw a dart, he would hit the one in the middle, the bullseye, and then he kept throwing darts through the hole that left in the board. And me, I could barely throw the dart, all the way to the board.
Using his trunk all this time, his nose, right?
Yep, using his trunk. He was having a blast.
Okay, wow, that's good. With that, we're going to cut over to the third segment very shortly. Let me try to explain to people how hilarious this is. This is in Thailand, right? And I've seen on the internet where the elephant draw a picture, so I'm not surprised. You've seen everything. Okay, we'll come back in a second.
華語電台着數多，
一卡在手冇錯過。
Canadian Chinese Radio Jet to Card Special。
飛鏢運動除強身健體之餘，仲可訓練頭腦，又可認識新朋友。由 Multicultural Dart Association 主辦嘅飛鏢訓練班現已接受報名，享譽國際嘅 Peter Scott 同飛鏢占士邦親自教導，5堂課程包用具，只需50蚊。報名及查詢電話416-496-9633。
Learn to play darts with Peter Scott and James Bong Faldas at Multicultural Darts Association. 5 sessions, equipment included, only $50. Please call 416-496-9633 for further details.
一早卡申請及查詢電話416-496-9633。華語電台着數多，一卡在手冇錯過。
潮
潮玩飛鏢 All About Darts。
Okay, welcome back to our show and All About Dots. I'm your host, Robert, and with me is our co-host, James Bond of Dots, and with our selves today is the guest, Paul Siegel, Dark Toil, nicknamed, and okay, now let's get back to our final segment and have Bon ask the question.
Paul, we are teaching darts here at Multicultural Dart Association in Richmond Hill, Ontario. I would like to ask you a question on how to give an advice to aspiring dart player, and can you give some advice to all these would-be dart players, Paul?
Well, I can try. John Park, who you guys I'm sure have heard of, once asked me when I sort of asked that kind of question of him. He said, you have to set a goal. Do you want to have fun? Do you want to be the best in your group of friends? Do you want to be the best in your league? Do you want to be world champion? Once you have a goal, I can give you advice. If you want to have fun, if you want to be the best of your group of friends, then go out and have fun. If you want to be the best in your league, practice, practice, practice. If you want to be the best in the world, practice, 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 practice. And I think it's pretty good advice. I think it applies. But 99% of players want to have fun. So my best advice is listen to you guys that are talking to them and teaching them about technique. Don't put too much pressure on yourself. Enjoy it. It's about fun first.
Well, one big theme I got from all these interviews is that really, if you want to be good, be best in the league of the world, you really got to go into a lot of competition. Only through competition can you learn and also practice to work under pressure. I think is the psychological and mental part is the biggest part of this game.
Well, I'm told, I'm no great player, that, once you learn the technique and you learn the math, that, there is a world of difference between being able to do it in solitude and being able to do it on that stage at Ali Pali.
Right.
And so what you say, having a dance partner, someone who can put the pressure on you, and, playing in front of crowds, and doing it for years. And that's the difference between the goal of having fun or being the best of your group of friends or being the best in the country or the world.
OK，咁其實最重要嘅咧，問佢咧就係話要有一個目標如果你想淨係話有啲興趣嘅玩下娛樂大家嘅咧，咁唔使咁努力。如果你想真係響嗰個世界或者係地區域嗰度爭霸嘅咧，一定要不停咁樣訓練練習，同埋出外比賽，咁咪嗰個先成功因素。Okay, one probably last question from Bob.
Okay, Paul, thank you so much for being a guest in our All About Darts. What can you say about teaching darts, if you are teaching darts in some of the darts players that you have met?
I'm not sure I understand the question.
How do you teach darts players or new darts players to be the best or to be a dart player?
How would I teach them?
Yes.
I would tell them to watch what I do and don't do any of it.
That coming from a journalist, I can understand that one.
I tell them, some of the better players today were fortunate. They started out, playing with better players, and they learned right. And I think that the very first lesson is to learn how to hold the dart and not to lunge and stand still and how to focus and the math. from somebody that knows it. Once you have a good foundation, then you go from there.
I think I want to ask this question that probably the audience want to wonder is that you seems to be traveling around the world. So who's supporting you to do all this, globe trotting? Maybe I should do the same.
Well, I make a pretty good living. Let's just leave it at that. I mean, nobody's supporting me. I do it all on my own, and I tie a lot of the travel to business. I'd be remiss I would be crazy if I didn't take the opportunity, since you're being broadcast throughout Asia, to say hi to all the beautiful women out there. My name's Paul. My name's Dartoid. I'm going to be back soon. Watch for me.
Okay, well, that's a very good idea to end the program on this note. We really appreciate you coming on the show today, and we'll talk to you sometime when we get the opportunity.
Thank you very much, Paul. Thank you very much, Paul Dartuid Siegel, for your...
don't forget, don't hang up the phone. Otherwise, it creates a very noisy situation for us. Okay?
Okay.
Okay, I'll talk to you later, okay?
Okay.
Okay, now it's time for us to do the activity on dots, and Bon will carry on with this.
The 32-person double elimination singles dart tournament on Sunday, May 24, 2015 at 11 a.m. sharp at the Royal Canadian Legion Branch 163, 435 Lime Ridge Road East, Hamilton, Ontario. Pre-registration is required as only 32 spots are available. Sean G 1972 at hotmail.com. SHAWNGE 1972 at hotmail.com. $25 entry fee. Top 3 paid, 100% payout. Format is best of 11. 501 is IDO. Registration 10 to 10:45 a.m.
好啦，咁有一次又再提醒大家，響5月24號有一個32人生死決賽，響邊度舉行呢？就係11點鐘朝頭早，禮拜日5月24號 Royal Canadian Legion 163 Branch 435 Lime Ridge Road East Hamilton Ontario。咁就係有32個位置啦，咁可以去預早登記就係 SeanGE1972@hotmail.com SHAWNGE1972@hotmail.com 25蚊比賽入場費，頭3個有獎金，咁10點至10點45分登記。
Dartwood's World presents Rocky's 6th Annual Roadside Outdoor Darts Tournament, July 3, 4, 5, 2015. Everyone is welcome to this 3-day family event. Rain or shine, we are under cover. The address is 35914 Corbett Road, Corner Grand Bend Road, and Mount Carmel Drive in Corbett, Ontario. Between Park Hill and Grand Bend, Highway 81. Half an hour drive from London and Sarnia, Ontario. Text Ron Welcox at 226-378-9275 or email dartfan180@hotmail.com. This is for Stephen Wilcox.
OK， 咁其實仲有一個呢，就係第6次比賽就係戶外嘅，就係7月3、4、5號嘅。咁呢個3日嘅呢，就係落唔落雨都有嘅。咁呢個就響呢個Corbett CORBETT 呢個地方 Ontario 安省嘅。咁係35914 Corbett Road、Corner Grand Bend Road 同埋呢個 Mount Carmel Drive 嗰度。咁其實喺 Grand Bend 附近啊，即係呢個西部嘅，都係近住呢個倫敦同埋 Sarnia 嗰度啦嚇，半個鐘頭到。咁你可以短信發去呢個叫 Ron Wilcox 嘅呢個263787215，或者 email 佢 dartfriend12180@hotmail.com。
All About Darts radio program is a project of Multicultural Dart Association, a registered not-for-profit organization which aims to promote darts as a sport and darts players in both soft tip and steel tip globally. MDA has experienced in-house darts mentors, themselves darts champions. Training session at MDA Monday to Friday at 6 p.m. Membership fee is $50 for the whole year. Contact 647-997-0808 Chinese language, 647-712-5222 English language.
係咁，我哋呢個潮玩飛鏢呢係一個多元文化飛鏢協會嘅節目嚟嘅。咁我哋呢個呢不牟利嘅機構，我哋係會將呢個飛鏢嘅運動發揚光大。我哋呢度呢就有啲好犀利嘅嘅教練啦，就係阿邦啦，同埋 Peter Scott 嘅嚇。咁你可以在呢度每禮拜一至禮拜五6點鐘後，咁你亦都可以參加成為會員，係50蚊一年。你如果有興趣嘅，請電呢個647-997-0808係中文嘅647-712-522。Okay, so we are now coming to the end of our program, and we thank everybody for listening in. 各位，我哋有一次又嚟到最後呢一節嘅環節嗰度啦。咁我哋今日呢就好多謝我哋嘅嘉賓Paul Siegel 呢，就同我哋講咗咁多關於佢做呢個記者嘅經歷咁樣啦。咁亦都講到其中有一個話大笨象玩飛鏢啊。咁呢個或者遲啲咁嘅邦咧就會登咗喺我哋嘅網頁嗰度。因為大笨象係用佢條鼻揼一個好大嘅飛鏢啊，好嚇人啊。咁講到呢度呢，我哋時間又夠啦。咁我哋下一次呢，就同大家再揾一啲有興趣有實力嘅嘉賓，再同大家見面。OK， 咁再一次同大家講再見。OK，it's all about that。潮玩飛鏢。
潮玩飛鏢 Thank you very much。
得啦，幫你就嚟得啦。得啦，幫你就嚟得啦。得啦，幫你就嚟得啦。得啦，幫你就嚟得啦。得啦，幫你就嚟得啦。得啦，幫你就嚟得啦。